Welcome to the Bitcoin Crypto Daily News podcast for March 19th, 2026. Bitcoin is on the move again, but not quite the way bulls were hoping. Today we'll break down the latest price drop, how new US regulations are changing the crypto landscape, and why institutional investors aren't giving up on digital assets despite rising risks. First up, the Bitcoin roller coaster continues. The world's biggest cryptocurrency slid below $72,000 after a surprise spike in U.S. producer inflation and a fresh round of geopolitical jitters centered around Iran. Hot inflation data has traders nervous about today's Federal Reserve meeting, with many bracing for a hawkish tone from Chair Jerome Powell that could keep interest rates higher for longer. Historically, FOMC days bring extra volatility, and past meetings have led to short-term pullbacks even when the Fed stood pat on rates. With markets on edge, Bitcoin is firmly stuck below the $75,000 resistance, and price action could stay choppy depending on today's central bank signals. Second, a big step for regulatory clarity, but the market barely budged. The SEC and Commodity Futures Trading Commission released their first-ever joint guidance, mapping out 5 categories for crypto tokens: digital commodities, collectibles, tools, stablecoins, and digital securities. This should make compliance easier and encourage exchanges, traditional finance, and big investors to participate. But traders remain cautious, with Bitcoin failing to build on gains and the CoinDesk 20 index slipping a bit as everyone waits for more certainty from policymakers and for the Fed to resolve inflation worries. Finally, the big money is not leaving crypto, but they're getting a lot pickier. A new survey says over 70% of institutional investors plan to increase digital asset allocations this year, but nearly half are tightening risk management procedures, focusing on trusted custody services, and demanding real regulatory clarity before deploying more capital. There's growing interest in stablecoins and tokenization as practical tools, but everyone is watching U.S. regulations closely before doubling down on altcoins or more exotic bets. To recap, Bitcoin's price is under pressure from inflation data and Fed uncertainty. U.S. regulators are offering more guidance, but not quite enough to boost the market, and even as volatility rises, institutional investors see long-term promise in crypto, as long as the rules keep getting clearer. Subscribe, follow, and visit BitcoinDailyNewscast.com for in-depth analysis and daily crypto updates.